Coral. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. I'm here with another book tag. November has been the month of book tags. I have not been a very frequent content maker this month, and part of that's because if you haven't watched my, I don't even know what video I talked about it in, but my daughter, she's 8, and she fell off the monkey bars at school and she broke both of her arms, and she needs help with almost everything. She's helpless. She can't turn doorknobs. She can eat with a fork, but she can't really eat finger foods unless they're like very small. I don't know. It's just like the poor kid. Holy shit. So life's been a little bit miserable for us. And it's not about me, but she's having a hard time right now, and I have to help her with, you know, everything. And she can't sleep through the night, so she wakes me up. Because my husband is impossible to wake up. He will sleep through probably a nuclear bomb. So anyway, my life's been crazy. I haven't had time to film anything. I've barely been sleeping. It's just been rough. We've got most of our shit figured out, but she's got double arm casts, you know, like it's been rough for her, and I've had to help, you know. I want to help. I'm her mom. I love her, and I feel so bad for her, for my little double cast baby. So I'm doing book tags because I don't have to read a ton to participate in a book tag. And this is the end of the year book tag, and I'm pretty sure I've done this before, but I was looking through some of my videos and I can't find where I would have done it. Like, it's not in a playlist or anything like that, unfortunately. I'm also really not sure who the creator was of this. I looked at like different blog posts and YouTube videos, and I couldn't find any that like credited or said like original tags, so you know who did it. But somebody did this tag. It's a fun one to discuss. I'm gonna do it. Here we are. Okay, so the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Okay, so this one I started reading at the beginning of this month, and I still have not read it. I'm on page 109, and this is Factories of Death by Sheldon H. Harris. This deals with the biological and chemical testing, human testing and animal testing that the Japanese government did during World War I and II. So this is rough to read because of the content, but it's also very, very dry. I don't think it's salacious at all, which kind of makes it harder to get through. It's literally taking me twice as long to read everything in this book than it would if I were reading a typical hardcover book that's this exact size with this exact typeset and stuff like that. It's taking me for fucking ever. I'm reading like 20 minutes a day at least, because here's the thing is, I don't want to DNF it. There are some books where I'd be like, fuck this, but like, I want to know the information from this book. It's just so hard to read. So I'm trying not to rush myself. I'm trying not to get so like caught up in the fact that I'm not finishing this quickly and, you know, feel like I need to abandon it, because I don't want to. So I'm just gonna give myself however much time it takes to read. I'll read for like 20 minutes a day. That's like 10 pages of this book. I feel like I'm a snail reading it, but I want to know. So hopefully I finish it by the end of the year, but if I don't, that's okay. Next question. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? This is another one I'm currently reading. This is Hex Life, edited by Kristopher Golden and Rachel Autumn Deering. And witches just seem autumn-y to me. They seem like autumnal beings. They only exist in the autumn, in the fall. I'm 3 stories into this, or I've read 3 stories. First 2, just fine. The third one, though, is called The Night Nurse, and it's by Sarah Lincoln, and I really like her writing. And that story was great. And I'm hoping that there are some more goodies in here, because I didn't really love the first 2. Anyway, that's it. kind of a witchy autumn read for the end of the year. Next question, is there a new release you're still waiting for? I had a really hard time looking for this. I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head. Nothing was coming to mind when I was thinking about this, but there are a couple that I'm really looking forward to at the beginning of next year. For example, Dead Silence by S.A. Barnes. This comes out January. I'd love to read Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi DeMeester. That also comes out in January. Manhunt by Gretchen Felker-Martin. This one comes out in February. So those are not end of the year 2021 releases, but they're beginning of the year 2022 releases that I'm really looking forward to. So hopefully those make their way my way, because I want to read them. Next question. What are 3 books you'd like to read before the end of the year? First one here, First one here is A Cold Place for Dying by Kristopher Triana. This came in the November Nightworms package, and this is a book I'm definitely reading next month for those cold winter vibes I love to get during the winter. This is about a man who is hunting, and a storm starts to happen on the mountain he's on, and while this is all happening, a woman runs up to him and says that she's being chased by somebody who kidnapped her, and then the supposed kidnapper comes along, but he says that the woman is his wife and she's having like a break from reality, and you know, then the hunter's like, I don't know what to do. And now also there's a storm. So very spooky. Sounds so good. Okay, the next one. My husband bought this tiny copy with microscopic text of The Eye of the World. I, however, got this on audiobook so I can listen to it while I fall asleep. So that's my new fall asleep audiobook, my new bedtime audiobook. Is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I don't know. You know, this is just like one of those fantasy series that everyone talks about. It's one of those series that goes on for like 20 books almost. And I feel like it's well loved. And so I've started it. I am not very far into it, obviously. I listen to like 3 minutes before I conk out at night. But it's one of those books where like I really want to know what's going on, and I don't know what's going on, so I can't even give you really like a synopsis yet, but it's really interesting. It's really interesting. Then I'm also hoping to get to Mengele, The Complete Story by Gerald L. Posner and John Ware. This is a biography. It's the life story of Josef Mengele, the Angel of Death, who worked in the prison camp Auschwitz. After World War II, he disappeared, and I believe he was later found, luckily. Yeah, Project Paperclip, I'm guessing has something to do with this, but yeah, I'm hoping to read this. I know that this is going to be a really tough read. I'm not even finished with the other tough, like, history World War II book that I'm currently reading, so hopefully I'll get to this one. If I don't, though, that's okay. It'll sit on my shelf until I'm ready for it. The next question is there a book you think could could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? I don't know. I don't know about favorite book of the year because I think I've probably got like 3 of those already. I'd really like to pick up Her Pretty Face by Robyn Harding, though. This is a thriller. I've heard great things about Robyn Harding's work. I believe that this may be her debut. Nope. Author of the international bestseller, The Party. Never mind, it's not her debut, but this is about a mother who is struggling. She has a quote-unquote troubled son who gets accepted into an elite academy called Forrester Academy. The mom doesn't really fit in with the other moms in this group, but she meets a friend named Kate and everything changes. So I don't know much more than that. I don't want to know much more than that. It's been a while since I've read, well, no, I'm lying because I just finished Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, which is like a crime thriller, and that was so fucking good. And you know what? I just really want to read this one, and I hope it lives up to the last thriller I read, which is one of my favorite books of the year. So there you go. Very lastly, have you already started making reading plans for 2021? Of fucking course I have, because I like a schedule and I like a list. And I have a hard time deviating from my schedule once I've set it, but also I feel like I need a schedule, otherwise I might go mad. So let's see, I of course will have my 5-star predictions for the year. I will have video or books that I'm reading for tropes coming up. I'm trying to read asylum horror books. I'm trying to read eco horror books. I'm trying to read maybe some water themed horror books. That's not set in stone. The water one isn't, at least, but I am reading like some asylum and some eco horror. So I can do some trope videos on that coming up in the next year. Let's see, what else? I'd like to maybe get into some VZ Andrews. I've found that some of her books are on audio through Scribd, so I'm definitely going to be taking advantage of that. And what else? I feel like there was one other thing. Maybe I wrote it down in here. Oh yeah, and the last thing I'm going to try to do... Wait, just kidding. There's 2 more things. Oh my god. I'm already piling too much on my plate, I can tell. But I really would like to get back to picking a TBR star every month. I just did not do that this year, and I can make space for that. I just need to scale back on the other things that I do. But also I'd like to try to get to some of the I do this thing where I want to read an author's books, so I buy 4 of their books and I don't read them before I do that, so I don't really know if I like that author. So there are some authors I'd like to go through and read a book, at least one book of theirs, if I have multiple books from an author I've never read before, and see how I like those before I buy 20 of their books and realize I don't like them. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. That's the end of the year book tag. I'd love to hear or see or read if you've done this book tag. This is a fun one. I especially like to hear people's plans, reading plans for the next year. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great 2021. It's been a rough year, but I hope it goes well for you in the last 2 months of the year. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.